Today I'm reviewing the Vivid Acoustics Gaia 45 loudspeaker. This is Robert Taylor for The Absolute Sound. The Vivid Acoustic Gaia 45, second from top of the line in the Gaia range for Vivid Acoustics. The speaker is made of a glass reinforced Sorek cord sandwich composite, try saying that a number of times. One of the standard colors is piano black, which is what I have in my listening room right now. Other colors include Lexus Pearl White and an Oyster Matte Gray, but there is also the option of ordering any PPG automotive color. The speaker stands approximately 45 inches and 3/4 inches tall, about 11 3/4 inches wide, and about 15 1/4 inches deep, and it weighs just over 55 pounds. This is a very manageable speaker to move around the room. Now for the elephant in the room with this speaker, the looks. The look of the speaker is a matter of personal taste. I think the speaker would fit very well in a modern decor, and because of its size, it's not as obtrusive as one might think. The finish on the speaker is excellent, the paint job is first rate, but the shape of the speaker reminds me of certain 1970s Saturday morning cartoon characters that I used to watch as a kid. I'll show you a picture of this now. I had a friend who's in the industry come to my listening room and take a listen to the speakers. He thought that they sounded excellent. He also remarked that they looked better in person than they do in pictures, and I would agree with that. When you look at the speaker, you don't see any parallel walls or corners in the speaker. Because there's no box in the traditional sense, this is a very unboxy sounding speaker. It's very open and spacious. The curved shape and the taper tubes really eliminate those boxy colorations. And I think because the drivers are all basically made of the same material, this sounds very coherent across the frequency range. The highs on the Gaia 45s are not hard, bright, or fatiguing in any way. The speaker does not sound dull or lifeless either. The highs are well balanced to my ears. I have sat and listened for a number of 3 or 4 hour listening sessions, and my ears never got tired. There are a number of speakers that I could not do that with. The mid-range on the speaker is fantastic. I spend a lot of time listening to female jazz vocalists. I listened to the album Don't Smoke in Bed from the Holly Cole Trio. Her voice is at the lower end of the female range of vocalists. You can hear a clarity and a richness in her voice that sometimes almost has a chestiness to it. And when you contrast her with someone like Julie London, whose voice is at the upper end of the range for female vocalists, on her album Julie Is Her Name, her voice is what I would call wispy and ethereal. This speaker does all of this with ease. The bass extension is excellent on a speaker of this size. I think it's somewhere around 30 Hertz in my living room. I think the combination of side-firing woofers and the close proximity to the sidewalls of my fairly narrow listening room gives the impression that the bass is going deeper than it actually is. At no time did I feel the need to add a subwoofer. Listening to the impact of Christian McBride playing the solo version of the song Night Train on his upright bass. This is from his first solo album called Getting To It. Another example of this speaker to move lots of air at the low end is Kendrick Lamar from his album Good Kid, Mad City. The song I'm specifically referencing is called Swimming Pools. For a smallish enclosed floor standing speaker, they really throw a big sound stage. I have the luxury of being able to place speakers approximately 12 feet from the front wall, which gives speakers the ability to throw a really deep sound stage. This speaker reproduces the height of instruments and singers very well. Sounds from the speaker don't stop at the height of the speaker, but they extend to the natural height of the recording. I have been fascinated with this album called Relations. This is from a Norwegian percussionist named Thomas Stronen. I think that's the way you pronounce his last name. This album has lots of unusual sounds and instruments, with lots of bells, cymbals, and other percussion instruments. There are songs with zithers on them and very strange vocals on some tracks. And there are some instruments that I cannot identify. But you have the traditional instruments like saxophones and other standard instruments as well. This is kind of an experimental album, but it shows what this speaker can really do with the full frequency range, especially in the high frequencies. This album shows how well these speakers image. There's lots of sounds moving across the soundstage left to right, reminiscent of those 1950s stereo demonstration records. But this is a well-recorded album that's now on my list of demo material to test equipment with. At $21,000, this speaker is expensive, but I think for the performance that it offers, this speaker is an excellent value. Given the unusual look of this speaker, it might work well in some living rooms and family room situations where traditional looking speakers would not. If this speaker is within your budget, I would suggest you audition the Gaia 45. Thank you for watching this video. Check out other videos at the Absolute Sounds YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe the channel in this video. Also, check out the Absolute Sound magazine. It's been going strong for more than half a century now.